Newscast.
Thank you. Parang ngayon Pesek.
Shadla, merci. So tell us about Camp Haiastan, its history, and its meaning for Armenian youth in America.
Sure. So Camp Haiastan is one of the longest standing institutions in our region. Um, in short, it's our first, the first Armenian summer camp that was established in the United States. And since its inception, that came out of the AYF convention in around 1934, only a year after even the AYF was established. Um, there has been many campers, both and families, both locally, regionally, and internationally, that have passed through our gates and experienced the mission and what we like to call magic of Camp Haiastan. And it really serves to establish, I would say, the foundation of one's Armenian identity with the spirit of camping and fellowship.
Amazing. Actually, I didn't realize that people have even come from international destinations. What are some of the furthest flung places people have come from?
Yes, actually, last summer we welcomed campers from Brazil. Um, so that was very cool. I mean, we've welcomed families from Europe, all over France, Morocco, Haiastan, of course. Um,
That's
Furthest out, I would have to do some digging, but in general, I mean, it's not atypical to have the international campers join us, and uh, their branded name usually becomes the area that they were coming from. I mean, I remember when I was a camper, there were people that would be like, "Oh, Nged Yerevan," because that's where they were from, for example.
amazing. Amazing. That must be such an interesting experience for campers from the US as well to have that interaction. For
Absolutely.
those who are not familiar with Camp Hayastan, tell us kind of all the details that perhaps a new camper would want to know, perhaps, when the camp starts this year and so on.
Sure, absolutely. So Camp Hyacinth, as I mentioned, this we're going to be starting off launching our 74th camping season this year. And so we're located in Franklin, Massachusetts, which is about, I would say, 45 minutes to an hour outside of Boston, a strategic location in our New England area, given the communities of Worcester, Providence, and Boston area. And this year, our programming will entail both our overnight camp as well as we have a day camp program. And our day camp program was established about 15 to 20 years ago. And that was targeted for younger campers ages 5 to 7. And it really provides an outlet for them to get accustomed to being at camp, being on our campgrounds, and allows them the foundation of becoming comfortable with the idea of going to camp. And by the time that they're 8 years old, which is the eligible age for our overnight program, they are ready to go and so excited. So that acclimation has and that program has really grown over the years. This year we'll have 2 weeks of that. And so the first week of day camp will start, June 24th to the 28th. And then we'll have a second week of day camp from August 5th to August 9th. And then throughout those weeks from June to August, we'll have 2 week overnight sessions, which again is for our 8 to 16-year-old demographic. We start off the summer strong with our programming that is for teen session campers. And so that is just targeted for our 15 and 16-year-old campers. And again, that was a program that was established now, almost definitely over 20, 25 years ago now. And it's an awesome way for those campers that maybe have been going to the same session when they were 8, 10, 11 years old. Now they all come together from all over and get to meet each other. And the programming there is a little bit different, where we try to adapt the field trips that we do for them. This year we're very excited to reintroduce what we are calling our professional day for them. And we're bringing in professionals from various fields, lawyers, architects, medical professionals to come and speak to the campers and show them their pathway that they took and then do an activity with the camp. It was a very big success last year that was established through our program director, Charchaflian, and we're very excited to continue that for this year.
Amazing. That takes us into my next question about, what are the kinds of activities campers should expect?
Sure. So lots of, your traditional camp activities, playing sports, soccer, basketball, stickball is a big hit at camp. And what I like to say is whenever you think of camp, water activities, our aquatics program, we all do that with a flavor of Armenian and the Armenian touch, what we do at camp. Campers should also expect to participate in what we call the Haiastan program, which is 1 hour of structured Armenian time, where we have teachers that are hired for the summer that go through our curriculum to, go through their education, history, culture, AYF history. In addition to that, the campers will also do some, Vartivar festival activities to touch upon that. That's always a fun one and a secret day that the campers don't typically know when that's happening. We have an archery field, and this year we're trying to introduce and expand our nature program. So bringing in speakers to kind of talk about the environment since, we have a lot of we're blessed to have the campgrounds that we do over the 100 acres to getting the kids acclimated to that and introduced to how they can take advantage of our surroundings.
Amazing. And what about, if a new camper or some, kid is listening to this or a parent, what if they don't know anybody? How are new campers kind of brought into the fold?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked about that, Allison, because this is definitely something the board and I over the past few years have been working on and adapting to the needs of our campers and families, especially as past few years, we've welcomed almost 80 to 100 new campers the past 2 seasons. That's a lot of first-time campers. And so the few things that I always encourage is like our open communication. We have before the season starts, we offer online Zoom sessions to kind of go through what a typical day is, what families should expect, what campers expect. Families are, of course, always able to talk to us, directly to the office, setting up times. And then once they get to camp, we have some programs for them as well, where, the summer director and the counselors will make sure they do special tours with the first-time campers. This year, we're excited to establish what we're calling a camper buddy system. So taking a camper that has come to camp for 3-4 years and assigning them to a first time or second year camper to help with that adjustment, especially the first few days, as that can be the most challenging of the experience.
Definitely. So maybe what has stayed the same since the founding of the camp, and what's different?
Sure. So, yeah, as I mentioned, 74 years is a long time. And over those years, a lot has changed, whether that's in terms of our programming, as I've been mentioning to you, infrastructure wise, as, we handle the grounds projects, especially, last year we launched the new Under the Trees area. The cabin circle was, had an awesome facelift. This year, we're having some renovations to our health center. But with that being said, I think what the beautiful part of camp and the legacy that it holds is what hasn't changed. And for me, that is the mission. We continue to be the Armenian camp that, as I mentioned, establishes that foundation for one's Armenian identity, brings together the Armenian youth of our community, and serves as a resource for the rest of our community. And that's just not for campers and families, but also alumni of camp through our camp picnics that we're excited to fully bring back this summer. And through our volunteer programs that we have, where you are able to, see individuals that maybe you haven't seen in a few years back on the grounds, through the service projects that we have. Going off of those camp picnics, as I mentioned, we're very excited to have them back and our communities involved in our in the summer this year. First one will be on June 23rd, which will be hosted by the Providence ARF Christopor Gomide. July 7th will be the St. Stephen's Church picnic. And then July 21st, we will have what we're doing we're calling the Camp Haiastan picnic. And that will be combined through the efforts of the AYF and the board of directors here at camp.
Amazing. Thank you so much for all that info, and best of luck as you prepare for this year's edition.
Thank you. We're very excited, and we hope that our community will come out, like I said, through the various, whether you're coming as a camper, a grandparent dropping off, your grandchildren, or, just coming to enjoy a Sunday meal back on our grounds.
Amazing. Thanks, Kenar. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.